Ramadan, a lot of focus on the actual recitations in the mosque. Why is it that we are not really that concerned about studying Quran and more concerned about just sounding the words? Why is that? And how significant is that in terms of our situation as a Muslim Ummah today?
Growing up, and I was thinking about that question as I was coming to it. Growing up, did we ever get told in our madrasas when we learned the Quran that this is the book you need to reflect upon, you need to do tadabbur? We were told, this is what I was told, and I think most of us have been told the same thing. When you read this book, you get reward. When you read one haraf, you get 10 reward. And in Ramadan, if you do it, you get 70. You need to do the khatam. You need to be a huffaz. You need to memorize. So the emphasis, and I would say that the deen has been skewed, distorted in some ways, and contorted to fit a certain understanding. So the Quran has been molded into this sort of where you memorize it, you read it in the most beautiful with tartil and tajweed. And tajweed, alhamdulillah, has become a big issue now. We have competitions to see who is the best tajweed, who has the most melodious recitation. So alhamdulillah, these are good things. But what's happened is that we've shifted the ummah's focus away from tadabbur to listening and enjoying the recitation. That wasn't the reason the Quran was sent. That's why the Quran was sent, not to stand and find the masjid, the mosque hopping in Ramadan, going from masjid to masjid to find the best of far. And unfortunately, the masjids also promote, we have the world-renowned Qari coming tonight. Come to our masjid. So what's happening to the ummah is that shifted away from the actual understanding, the essence of the Quran. Well, I didn't want to say by it's full of shit. So which masjid? Where is the discussion where a deeper level of analysis, understanding, reflection upon the Quran, where is that happening? Are we being directed towards this? Where is that direction? And Ramadan was supposed to be that period where we reconnect with the Quran. It's a time when we should have been reflecting, but unfortunately it becomes like a race. Who can finish how many khatams in Ramadan? So the emphasis goes on to volume rather than actual reflecting, looking at the Quran, studying. Now, my brothers, I'd like to say one thing, that the state of the Muslim should not be used to say fasting doesn't work. Should not be used to say this is what the non-Muslims do. They say, no, the state of the Muslim means that your Quran doesn't work. The state of the Muslim means that the fasting isn't creating these morally high-valued, upright people. That's not what's happening. So that's not the problem of the salah or the fast or the Quran. That's a failure on our side to understand what fasting is about, understanding what salah is about, understanding what the Quran is really about. That the Quran didn't come just for a mere recitation. This is important. The recitation is important. The memorization is important. But that's not the primary purpose of its revelation. And this is where I think, my brothers and sisters, that we need to really ask the question in Ramadan, am I just going to read the Quran? And what about understanding? What about reflecting? And just one point, the whole month of Ramadan, Allah did not give this month and allow us to just go through the month and just exit the other end and just continue with life. He gave us a criteria. He says, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Then maybe you will achieve taqwa. How do you know you've achieved taqwa at the month of Ramadan? How would you measure yourself? I'll leave you with that question. But as you're fasting, how would you know whether you're achieving what Allah has given, the scale that Allah has given you? How would you know you're measuring up to that scale? How would you know that? What criteria would you use?